What's up everybody, serial entrepreneur Jordan Steen here, and in this video we're going to talk about an updated version of the digital marketing audit. Some updates from the last video. If you guys have seen our last video, you guys have probably seen it before, our previous digital marketing audit video. We're going to go through some updates and some tools and softwares you can use, and then not only that, we're going to discuss how you need to use this digital marketing audit to land clients. A lot of you are using it the incorrect way, and that's why you're not seeing any results from this marketing audit. So let's talk about how you're actually going to use this to land customers and what needs to be included in the audit to make them say, damn, I need those services. So if you're ready for that, here we go. Alright everybody, so like I said in the beginning, we're going to talk about the digital marketing audit, some updates you guys are going to want to know about, some software, some tools you're going to want to use. Basically all of that's going to be covered in this video to show you guys basically how I put my audit together. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and hop right on over, but before we do that, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner of this video, because we do all kinds of content on digital marketing, social media marketing, e-commerce, and if you're not getting the updates, you're not getting the best content on the market, at least the best free content. I know that for a fact because my viewers tell me all the time that they wish that they would have found me sooner because of the amount of content we give out. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, at the end of this video, throw us a thumbs up so that way other people can get access to this video. They're going to want to see it too, right? So you just need to go on there and show everybody that you loved it and that they're going to love it too. All right, let's get into this really quick. We'll jump over into the screen. And basically what you guys can see here, let me adjust my little window. What you guys can see here is we're starting basically from scratch. We're going to talk about a digital marketing audit. I've got some of the base stuff ready for you to go, but we're going to try and make this video quick so that way you guys don't have to watch through. If you guys have seen before, we actually have the digital marketing audit video on our channel. A lot of you have actually found me because of that video, and so we want to show you basically this in a quicker version because that video was about 45 minutes. So we're going to make this one a lot shorter. We're just going to show a lot of screenshots of stuff, and then we're going to kind of custom build this audit for this business. So this is for Riley Dental, you can see, and you can apply this same exact approach to any type of business. All you have to do is basically just follow this instruction. So you're going to use tools like Likealyzer. All right, you can see Likealyzer does an analysis of their Facebook page. You're going to use Yext to look at all of their listings online. All right, you're going to use this tool called UpCity. You see right here we have UpCity, so we got a big tool right there for SEO. We're going to look at obviously their website. We're going to look at a little bit of their social media pages and some of their competitors, and that last page doesn't matter. So we're going to keep going anyways. All right, so this is for Riley Dental, like I mentioned. Just do a quick little screen like this for the beginning. Let them know it's for them. Marketing audit, Riley Dental. You could even put something on here like, you know, underneath this Riley Dental, you could put like a subtext or something. And obviously I wouldn't leave it designed like this. I would probably move this part, you know, over here and maybe move this like dead center, like so. Wait. There we go. I could do something like that. I could make this centered as well. Because you want this part to stand out. All right, this is the first page they're going to see, right? If you're dropping this off or if they're opening this up, you want them to be, you know, aware that this is for them and kind of give them a preview what it is. People, when they see it, they're like, marketing audit, what is that? So tell them, you know, a quick one-liner. So I could do insert a text box and this is where a lot of people mess up. You forget that this is the first impression, this first page, right? So you have to make it captivating right on, you know, right from the beginning, but short and sweet enough to where it's not going to bore them, right? So you could do something like the good and the bad of your presence online. And we'll even center this. Watch this. I got a quick thing too. Do it almost like a YouTube thumbnail. Plus, quick fixes you can do yourself. good and the bad of your online presence online, plus quick fixes you can do yourself. So this tells them, all right, cool, I'm not only going to get information about what looks good and what looks bad from a marketing pro, but he's also going to give me some solutions that I can implement for my business myself. Make this text down here white. I actually might use this later, so I'm going to probably send it. There it is. Make that white. Boom. Okay, so by Jordan Steen at Rest and Bar Marketing. And so we're going to move this down here. Boom. That looks good. All right. So the next thing you're going to want to do now that you've done that is you want to tell them, again, what's going to be in their audit. So where you stand from an internet marketing perspective, what's doing great versus what's not doing so great, what you can do to instantly improve or increase your sales appointments from your digital marketing efforts, and then resources, tools, and guides you can use to implement these changes yourself. So you can see here, it's very, very simple. We're just going to tell them what's in the audit, add a visual up here, something that's going to be appealing, and then that's basically it. From there, you're going to actually go yourself and look at their digital presence. So you need to look at, obviously, their Facebook page. You need to open up and see if they have an Instagram page, a YouTube account. You want to see if there's a way to find out if they have a Snapchat. And you can usually find it on their website. If it's not on their website, that's a big note you're going to want to make to them. But we've already done the research. We've actually found out this page doesn't have an Instagram account, doesn't have a YouTube channel. I don't believe they have a Twitter page either. They have their Google Plus page, which is funny. That's set up, which is irrelevant. Nobody uses it. The only thing that's good for is collecting, reviews. But outside of that, everything else is set up, decently. The website is great. The design is easy to follow. They have video involved. They have some promos or some call to actions on their site. Book an appointment right here. Great call to action. So you can see they're trying to drive leads from their site, but they're probably not getting a ton of engagement or a ton of people actually driven to their site outside of general search traffic. And if we go to our SEO report card, we can view that later, which we'll get to later. But you're just going to take something that looks kind of like this. You'll see it on your screen now. But this is what you want to do. Show them their their digital presence. You can show them a screenshot of their website, screenshot of their social media pages that they do have. And that's going to, basically sum up what happens or what is going on with their business online, right? So the next thing you're going to want to do is get one of those added on here, or get, a few of those pages added on here where they can view it. Next thing we're going to do, and actually before we even get into Facebook, let me pull that window back up. You guys can see we do this little graph as well. So all I would do, usually I just copy and paste it. And the cool thing is, guys, if you want access to this to this template, you can just go to the description below. Oh, cool. I have to build a new table. So it doesn't let you, oh wait, maybe if I do it this way. There we go. All right, we got the table on now. You have to delete the text box. Can't put it in a text box. We would have to do some resizing and readjusting, but you guys get it. What this table shows is this information here. So it shows them what's going on their Facebook, how many followers they have, what you get from Likealizer, what their posting frequency is, which you can also get from Likealizer. It's less than 0 for this specific business that we're talking about. Most businesses are actually less than 0, which is funny. They don't actually get involved. This business doesn't have an Instagram. This specific business did have a Twitter, but this is, again, not our example. We would fill it in for the business that we're talking about now, and we would just basically show them where they're lacking on this chart. So you can see we just copied and pasted it. It was a little different. And then we would name this, your digital presence. Your digital presence. And then we would say, okay, make this bigger. Just a little bit. And sorry about that, guys. Let me turn down my volume really quick on my phone. But basically, you guys can tell, this is what this is for. It's just to show them a visualization of what they're currently doing and what they're not doing. You get this to fit on here. Perfect. Boom. Other thing I would say that I forgot to mention, definitely throw your logo as kind of like a mini tag on each page. You can see it. Get my other one up. Or not necessarily every page, but every page where it makes sense to put it. Like you can see it here. This page, we have it on the bottom. This page, we have it on the bottom. It's just for branding purposes. But obviously take it off if you don't need it, right? So that's that one. All right, now let's go on to the next point. Basically, we're going to look at Facebook. So we're going to look at Likealizer first. And all you have to do is you actually just have to take their URL. So you go to this page and you copy this URL. And notice something really quickly. This little section right here is called a slug. This slug is unique to their business. They have made a custom slug. Well, if they don't have that, if you guys notice some of the ones that say like a bunch of numbers and letters and other characters up there, that's not going to work when you enter it into Likealizer. They have to have made it a custom tag. All right, so if you see that and you try to enter it in and it's not working, that's the reason why. But you enter in that URL, hit enter, and then it's going to bring up all of this information right here. All right, so you guys can see what their front page is like, what their about section, whether it's missing information or not, the activity, the response that they give back to their customers, and then any engagement if there is any. Now they give you some information again about the front page, the profile picture and cover photo. Basically you're just going to go through all of this and talk about mostly the bad stuff. Now, don't always mention only bad stuff. You want to tell them some of the good stuff too. Nobody likes to be told that everything they do is wrong, right? So you have to re-encourage them. So I usually start off by mentioning some pros. So you can see right over here in this section, we've basically taken screenshots. And if you're looking for a quick way to take a screenshot where you can get like a specific section, you're going to look up a tool called Greenshot, okay? And what that allows you to do is, you probably can't see it. Actually, I know you can. It's not going to show pop-ups. It doesn't show pop-ups. But if you hit print screen on your keyboard, it'll pull up that little pop-up window and you can click capture region, and then it'll literally allow you to select a region on a specific web page and take a snapshot of it. You can just upload those photos into this presentation like you see here. But you can see we did pros and cons of the business, so we're just going to go through Likealizer and talk about the cons. He's posting less than once per day. He's never hosting events, not hosting too many Facebook videos. The good is they have average post length. The character or the copies in the post is over 276 characters, which is good. They've liked pages, which means they've engaged in other pages. So that's a really good thing as well. They have a bunch of photos. That's good. No notes, no videos as far as they can tell. So need to step up the game there. Users can post to the page. Yes, that's cool. Response rate is not available and response time is not available. And this is probably because they might actually not have their messenger activated or they're not using it actively. So let's take a look. Yeah, actually, they have it as send message right here as their call to action, but it doesn't seem like they're engaging too much with this option, or Likealizer's just having an issue picking it up. So what you can do yourself is send them a message and see if they have, a chat bot ready. If they do, is it effective? Does it look good? Does it ask the right questions? Does it have a call to action? All of that kind of stuff. All right, then we have the about section. So obviously they're going to want to approve it based upon the fact that they don't have any milestones listed, but we can also do a manual check ourselves, which I recommend doing, guys. You need to look at each page individually and just kind of go through it and do a quick view. So they have their contact information, they have their website listed. We are a trusted dental practice. Okay, cool. So they have some keywords in there for their about section. Good. All of their information looks good. I would just make sure it lines up properly with their website as well. So there is a different phone number. You might want to mention that to them, which, that's something we would write in our audit. We would put phone number is different from website phone number. So that's something, and they might be tracking, this number might be only for their website. So they track who calls from the website. So you guys will want to ask that. But they have this number listed here. So you guys can see there are some updates that they need to check on or make sure are, working properly. 5 people talking about this. They need to get this up, get people mentioning their business more. 1,013 page likes, which is okay, but their engagement rate is less than 0%, or it's at 0% exactly. So let's see. In order to give you a fully accurate and up-to-date like rank, we need a little bit more data by okay. I guess I haven't done it on this account before, but yes, I have. We're just going to do this. So that way we can get the full one. Personal hobby, yes. Yes, I do. All right. We're just going to mess around on this because I'll create another page later. Or I have a business account for this, so I don't know why they're making me do this like this. Well, while they're analyzing that, we're going to go over and basically look at the other example right here. Okay, so once we do the pros and the cons, once you actually outline, what's not good and what is good, provide them with some resources. So if they're having trouble adding video, mention something like adding Filmora. Or taking video on their cell phone. If there's a quick tool that you can use to take video on your cell phone, which there are several, you can recommend one of those tools here that they can use to start taking video. You can see here we also did things like sponsorships or events or promotions that they could try running right here, like try making a free offer for a free appetizer, which actually doesn't relate to this specific. Anyways, you can do things like that, so that way you can try. So for this doctor, we would have actually said like a free appetizer. So instead of free, we'd try making an offer for a free consultation, or maybe a free cleaning. Something like that, where you get to draw them in and make them a customer for life. Because that's the thing. A dentist has to understand, I think the average that a person goes to the dentist is like 2 times a year, something like that. So if they are going to the dentist that often, that means if you get them in once, and they like your service, then they'll come back. So you just offer them, that one-time offer to get them in to come back again later when they have to come back for that next cleaning. But you can see we just gave all kinds of recommendations here on what they could do, instead of just giving something that wasn't actually, usable to them right now. And then outside of that, provides what specific sections they need to update, or tell them, you don't have enough information, you don't have anything in your story. That's one thing I would mention. That's a reason why they're ranking lower on the Likealizer score. You're going to want to go through reviews and check out some of the reviews, make sure they're responding to reviews. You can see, cool, they left a response there. No response was left here, none left here, none left here. Yeah, they definitely need to start responding more to their customers, especially since they have 113 reviews here. That is ridiculous, right? They have a ton, and they're not responding to a lot of them. So they definitely need to do that. I don't know why they have 2 reviews tabs. Oh, okay. Well, that's confusing. They should probably change that and make it say something like what our customers say, something like that. But I would definitely have them change this up. I would mention that, because why do you need 2 reviews sections? Appointments, let's see. Looks like they put in a landing page. Yep. So they have a custom landing page here. That's pretty cool if somebody wanted to set one up right there. See what send message does. How much? Okay, so they have an automated system set up to take in requests. That's good. So basically, you'll just, again, make notes about all of that and then go in there and mention all of that in your audit. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about Instagram. And obviously, like I mentioned, this page doesn't have an Instagram account. All right, we did a search. They don't have an Instagram account. Doesn't even show up. So what we're going to do, since they don't have a page, what we're going to do is, like in this example, they don't have an account set up. So we set up, gave them recommendations, set up your page, highlight different types of procedures that you offer, engage with customers, and push people to a website or an appointment form. All right. So you can tell, like, this is something that they need to do if they haven't done it yet. And then we find maybe a page that was relevant, that does well at, showing some stuff about oral surgery, because that's what this particular customer was about. But yeah, you show them, what a page could look like and how you could have a bunch of different followers if you were to do it the right way, and what an engaging page looks like, right? So that's all you need to do. Just show them what to do to set it up. That's the next part. Actually, we're just going to keep that example open for now. We're going to run through like it was this one. Basically, you can see right here, we're talking about their Twitter page, what they have. Again, this current one that we're doing as the example, Riley Dental, they don't have a Twitter page, so we would do the same thing we just mentioned for the Instagram page. Even maybe give them a great solution, could be like some type of content that you could provide for them, or what type of posts they should be posting on their Twitter page. And then again, we show them what someone could be doing on their Twitter page and what it could look like if you were actually being, or if you were active with that social media platform. Google Plus isn't a huge deal, but again, this one, they actually surprisingly don't have all the other pages, but they do have a Google Plus page. So you would go in here and say, doing great at gathering reviews, doing great at gathering reviews. All of your information is up to date. Let's check and see some of this other stuff. Great, the reviews are showing. Do they have any more photos? That's what I would be concerned with. So these photos aren't really relevant. There we go. Those are some. So I would go through and maybe edit these photos or mention that they need to edit them. I would also make sure that, something else shows up where it says best of 2016. I would try to get that updated. It's just a little out of date. But that's basically it for this business. Everything looks good from a social standpoint. As far as what exists, outside of that, they do need to make a bunch of other pages. They don't have a YouTube account, so we would do the same thing going through this presentation. But, really all you're looking for is what they're doing properly or what they're doing incorrectly. So when you go to a YouTube channel, I'll show you guys another quick tool. If we go to YouTube really quick, it's called vidIQ. All right, so if someone has a YouTube channel, you can actually, or a YouTube video, let's just pick, whatever this is, Post Malone's video, I guess. We're going to press pause, and then you can see right here, vidIQ does this whole analysis of this video, so you can see whether, it has a good vidIQ score, whether it has a good SEO score. You can see the SEO score is kind of poor here. The description was small. There's not a lot of description links, but, and their video tags, it looks like they have number 1, number 3, and number 3. So this is just a quick way for you to do an analysis of their videos and make some suggestions to their video. Another quick tool for you guys. Outside of that, Instagram, you can do things like Social Blade. And we're going to select YouTube or Instagram. This is a great way to really view all kinds of accounts and the growth over time. So you can see like or let's do a different type of page. Let's do something relevant to dentistry. Dentist, Instagram accounts, and we'll see. Boom, this guy's obviously doing well. We'll put his name in over here, and you can see, since the account that we're doing doesn't have an Instagram account, we obviously can't do anything for them. But if you do come across a customer where they have an Instagram account, you can just plug them in here. You can kind of check out how they're growing daily or how they're decreasing daily, what kind of images they're uploading, or if they're uploading at all. It's just a really cool way to view all of this stuff. You can also do it on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. They don't have Facebook, but that's why we use Likealizer. So really cool tool, Social Blade. Definitely check that one out. So what we're going to get back to, let's get to the other example. Okay. So after we do their Google Plus page, we go through, we may do their LinkedIn page if they're more business savvy. If they're not, what we basically do is just tell them they need to get the account set up. Again, all of this goes towards SEO. So the more accounts they get set up with links to their business, phone numbers, addresses, all of that information that relates back to their business, the more times that they show up on these social media accounts with regards to a search engine looking for those accounts, the more likely they are to get more traffic to their site. So definitely make sure that you mention all of this and at least let them know in the audit somewhere, when you do a part where you're making suggestions of what they need to do to improve, just make sure that you mention and make a note, hey, you need to do this to show up higher in search engine results. This stuff helps. All right, next thing we're going to look into is their web presence. So when I go to a website, the first thing that we're going to look at is obviously everything above the fold. Make sure that they have call to actions, their phone number. If they're a local business type situation, you want their address and stuff. Obviously, if they're a national business, you don't want their address at the top. Make sure that their navigation is easy to use and very clean, easy to find, home, about us, services. Another thing that some people will do is they put stuff that doesn't need to be in the navigation bar up here, like I can't even think of something specifically, but I'm sure that there is some, like, people put like links to another site or something in their navigational bar. It's just ridiculous. You don't want too much there. You don't want too much going on to where it's confusing. So you can see that they have their address and hours posted really easily to where if somebody clicks it, boom, takes them to their contact, or not their contact, but their locations and hours page, gives them some images of inside the facility, a map, another map. It just makes it really easy for so the site was designed really, really well. They have a really great site. But obviously they're lacking in the social media area. So I would go in, and this is where I would talk a lot about the good that they're doing online, how they even include social presence with reviews on here. How they have a lot of call to actions on the site. how they have, promos available for people to get a consultation and second opinion. Invisalign getting $500 off, $299 at home teeth whitening with custom trays. So these are people who want to do teeth cleaning at home or teeth whitening at home. They have video content. So they're doing really, really great here. Another thing is coming up to the top, checking their title. So you can see Riley Dental, dentistry services in Marietta, Georgia, and the zip code. Perfect. That's exactly what you want there. Go to some of their other pages, check it out. You can see we have dentistry. Cool. All their services are listed. Great. Their team, their location and hours, their contact specialist services. They have some more. The only thing they're really missing that I can see would be like blog content. Nope. They even have that. It's down here at the bottom though, which makes it kind of invisible. So if they're trying to get people to use their blog, they're definitely not. You might want to make that suggestion to them, like, hey, this is not even on your site. So I have to click this image to go, and it doesn't even take me back to the home page of the site. So I basically just have to close this out because it's useless after that. So those are some things you'll want to mention to them. You can see they have a bunch of resources down here. It looks like patient forms. They can make that easier to find for people. But for the most part, the site looks really, really great. So you'll just go through, and in this audit, you'll make, some notes about their website. So you can see right here, website is good, but style needs to be modernized. Like for this example, social icons are present and above the fold. That doesn't necessarily need to be the case anymore. Social icons actually should go below the fold now, just because you're actually never trying to push people away from your site. You're always trying to bring them to your site, right? So you don't want them to go to a social page because they don't purchase things from your social media pages. They purchase them from the website. So that's why they go below the fold now. It actually used to be where they were above the fold. Now it's below. All necessary information needs to be up top. There needs to be some kind of call to action up top. But you can see in this one, we said, the biggest thing is you just need to get a better website. So the next thing you're going to do is when you do a website review, you're going to go to this tool called UpCity and use this tool really quick. And you can see here it does all kinds of stuff does your website rank in the top 10 for dentists, and does it on Bing, on Google, on Yahoo. And you can see right here they're not showing up for the keyword dentist on Google, Yahoo, or Bing. So we would even do something more specific. So if we were to do this business again, we would do dentist in Marietta, and I would bet you that, what are we missing? Oh. So if we do this again, it's going to show much better results for this section right here, because I guarantee you he probably has some keywords for dentist in Marietta. Another tool you're going to want to use is Yext, and we're going to leave all of the links for these tools down in the description below this video, so make sure you check that description. We have tons of stuff, by the way, in that section down there. Coupons, sometimes we have other videos that you're going to want to watch, tons of free tools and softwares and trainings down there. So make sure you're checking that out. But basically, you enter in their business information, and then it shows you how accurate their listings are. So whether they say the same address across every website, whether the phone number is the same or different. You can see that they have, two main phone numbers showing up. 503. Yeah, so that's a third phone number, 503-2186, 769-4094, 971-6656. Yeah, they've got all kinds of phone numbers all over the place. They don't have a lot of listings claimed yet. You can see how it says not found. So you're just going to come in here. All I do is I take screenshots of this, like you can see here. We come in and we take screenshots. It used to look like this. So Yext has actually updated their platform, but we just take screenshots of the missing listings and show them, like I would take a big screenshot of this section right here and show them how stuff is wrong, how phone numbers are missing, and how they want to get everything to be the same. So, there's just a lot of listing help that we could help them with. If you use a tool like we use called Vendasta, it's actually a software service that you can use basically, and you can charge people about $500 a month for this software, and it will update all of their listings automatically for them. So really cool service to use and make some money off of. This is a really cool way to get them interested in talking with you and showing them, hey, you need to get this checked out. So you can see when we did the search for dentist in Marietta, they're actually in the top 20, which is good, or the top 15, at least on Google, but on Yahoo, Bing, they're in 45. So that means they need some help on search engines, which means if I go to Google and type in dentist Marietta, obviously they show up here, but in search engine results, which is where content would pop up, they're not showing up at all. Not everybody clicks this map section. They're not always looking for a map. Sometimes they're looking for a website, and not everybody uses this little website button. So again, you're trying to appeal to everyone, which means you need to be able to show up on the search engine results as well. So they're not showing up here until you reach page 2. So let's see if we see them on page 2. Rural Family Dentist, Denny. There's tons of dentists who are showing up. I still don't see their URL. Let's try page 3. Do they have a different website? East Cobb Smiles. Oh, well, that's why I was looking for a different website. So let's try this again. East Cobb. So they are showing up. So that means basically they don't show up every single time. All right, so you may show up one time for a result, but Google actually changes these results up because they want to see who performs best. So which way to do that? Which better way to do that than A/B testing? So yeah, that's what you need to know there. Basically, this just does a guesstimate of how they're looking with regards to how they compare to their competitors for search engine results. They have link building, so whether they're doing good on building links and backlinks shows how many they have, shows whether their homepage title is good or not, and whether it contains the keywords. You know, this is just one keyword search. You could do several different keyword searches, but you know, they have dentistry services in Marietta, Georgia. That's perfect. Website accessibility, they have great load speeds. Robots are able to read their page. Great. Their site is over, I think, 12 years old, over 12 years old. Really great. So really all you could recommend from this site is that they need to do better in search engine results. So I would take a screenshot of this and show them, you know, on average, you're not showing up on the first page of search engine results. Outside of that, again, you're going to take screenshots of this Yext tool and throw that on there. So that way they see, sorry, going back to my original. So that way they see stuff like this to make them say, oh God, this does not look good. Like literally I take a picture of this top section right here, 67, because that's an F, and we would show them, all right, look, here's where you're messing up. And then we would take a picture of this section. We'd even show them, you know, they need to create more links. We could adjust it if we needed to show this properly, you know, and tell them, hey, you're doing good here. The website is easily accessible. It loads very quickly, and it has a authority because of the fact that it's 12 years old, right? You guys have had that URL for 12 years. So you guys are doing great there. All right, so those are some suggestions we would make. Now, I keep going back to this, but I want to go back to this one. All right, now we're going to continue on. So you can see we did all of that. Now, the next thing we do is just kind of do the recommendations. So for this site specifically, I would mention, again, I would say, you know, getting other social media pages on here, basically, so that way you have more of a social presence. I would say maybe something like making this navigation bar a little bit bigger, not too much bigger. Mentioning that their blog section needs to be more prominent. It's not easy to find. But that's basically it. I would tell them that they did really great on their website. They just aren't driving any social traffic to it because they hardly have anything on social there. Also, the fact that their search engine presence isn't doing so great because of the fact that it takes a very specific search. So, dentist in Marietta, Georgia. See where they show up now. Because that's the thing. People do all kinds of different searches. So they're showing up like 5th or 6th. We want them to start showing up here, not up there. Sorry, right here in this very top section right here where all of these dentists are showing up. And you can even see, look, they have their reviews section showing up right here, which means they're optimizing their Google Plus account. So we need to get them to have their average, you know, or their listings show up better to where it's more appealing. This website right here, Coast Dental, probably gets more clicks than any of these because they show a review rating right here. Plus, if you're looking for a dentist in Marietta, we're thrilled you found us. Welcome to the Coastal Dental Marietta Trade Center. You know, there's tons of stuff right here that makes this more clickable than any of these other ads down here. And then again, you're just going to want to give them suggestions on what they can do to fix this. So again, if their blog isn't showing up, I would say make sure that they talk to their web developer and have them add the blog section to the navigation bar at the top, or as a completely separate section down below right in here. They could add their blog section or content down here, right? So that's a little bit different. Again, make some good notes. You guys are getting social. You have your map here, so it's easy to find. All of these things are things you want to mention in the audit. Now, most of that is going to, drive them to, at least with this particular customer, it's going to say, hey, you guys need to really focus on improving your social so that way you guys can get a better result here. But really the social media accounts aren't doing that great. They're getting a ton of reviews, which is awesome, but they're not really driving too much engagement outside of likes. You can see 1 or 2 comments, 1 or 2 shares, and that's really it. So we want to do something to maybe up the engagement, maybe getting a contest going, or they're going to give away like free whitening for a year to somebody or something like that, where we get a ton of engagement. That would get a huge following on this account. Plus, sharing it with their other accounts once they get set up. And then really outside of that, guys, towards the end, you want to start showing them things like this: why your business is better, what you can do to help, what they need to fix. So I do a comprehensive review at the end to go over everything that they need to finish, and then you provide a solutions list at the very end to say, all right, you need to start doing this with your social media. You need to start including more video. Here's a list of tools you can use to start posting more video on your site. Here's a link to Hootsuite where you can start using that to schedule your video and make it super simple. But you guys get the idea. Most of it hasn't changed. A lot of it is still pretty much the same, but I want you guys to understand, this isn't what you take in and you don't try to pitch them, okay? So in the first meeting, you're not really trying to talk about your services. Your whole reason for building this audit is to give them value. You shouldn't focus anything on your services or on your products or anything like that. It should be all about providing value. So when you build this audit, keep that in mind. And then when you go in with for that first meeting, you shouldn't be trying to bring up any conversation about your products or services. Wait for them to ask you. They will ask you. Trust me, if you're doing your job properly and you're presenting this audit and you're going into all of the things that they can fix and how they can fix it, giving them actual solutions on how they can fix it, they're going to start asking you about your pricing and your products and your services that you offer. Again, don't drop price in that first video. You want to mention things like, well, I would have to do something specific or custom for you. But don't drop any price. Just leave it as is. And talk about the content, or not talk about the content, but talk about the services that you do offer and what kind of results you're able to get them, what type of solutions really you're able to provide them with those services. So again, guys, if you want a copy of this digital marketing audit and even the full training on the video and going through it and stuff like that, all you need to do is check the description below. We're going to leave a link for you to download your copy of the digital marketing audit. Last but not least, just make sure you subscribe and like this video if it was helpful for you, if it provided some new information for you on creating an audit. That would be great. Outside of that, the last thing is just check the description again for all other trainings, all other coupons, promotions, anything out there that we do on digital marketing or at Serial Entrepreneur Academy is included down there, including our blog, which has all of this information as well on there. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope this video was interesting enough for you. And we cut it by 10 minutes, so I'm okay with that. 36 minutes because you guys needed a ton of value to make sure you get this done the right way. All right, I'm getting out of here. Thank you, guys. Make sure you show a friend this video so they can get some new info. All right, guys, so until next time, Serial Entrepreneur out. Later. Ready to start living the 6-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.